So, second question, when did I realize? This is a really interesting question for me because I feel like it was always something I was struggling with. My gender identity was always something that I was struggling with. I just never had the right language to describe it. I was having a conversation with my dad the other day actually, and he was telling me about how he would call me a girl, and this was when I was really, really little. And he would call me a girl and I'd be like, no, I'm a tomboy, and I'd be insistent on using that. And I think that has more to do with the language that I had at that age, that knowing, girl, not quite right, tom girl, tomboy, yeah, that one's right, that feels right. And I think that was kind of the beginning of the journey of me realizing that there's something different here, and I don't know what it is, but these labels feel right for the time, for the language that I have. And when I got slightly older, I would say getting to secondary school, so maybe when I was about 11, 12, I started feeling other feelings about my gender identity and stuff, and I was so scared of being shunned or kicked out or not spoken to that I just pushed those feelings away, and I didn't talk about them again until I got to university, where I was really able to explore my identity and get to know myself a bit better. It was really important for me, especially when going to uni, that I had that space to grow. And I mean, I was already out, like as gay. I was already like out and all of that lot since I was like 13. If you want me to make a video about that, like put it in the comments, I'll make it. So like I grew up gay. My sexual orientation was never really a problem for me per se, but when it came to my gender identity, and it's like, do you know what's so funny? It's the feeling of, okay, I think I've figured everything out, right? I've been out for how many years now? I'm calm. And then all of a sudden you get sprung with, wait, gender identity, wait, what is this feeling like, thinking that you'll never want to go through this again because you've done all of your coming out. I think someone who was very influential in me understanding who I was and I guess giving me the confidence to explore was Ash Hardell on YouTube. They were literally so influential. Watching their videos just made me feel like, okay, there's someone out there and they're giving me the language that feels right, that I feel like I can relate to. And so Ash was like really influential in that. So thank you, Ash. And on top of that, Arrows was so influential also in me exploring and coming out of my shell. He really helped me gain the confidence to like just be free and explore with myself. And seeing that representation of a Black non-binary individual on like the main stage, if that makes sense, I guess was a real push for me in terms of like understanding and being more confident and stuff like that. And I've been watching Arrows since I was like 12, 13. So seeing them evolve and grow, as well as me just coming into my own as I'm growing up, I think really helped me as well. So thank you, Arrows, also. What was my experience like coming out? Well, I mean, if I'm honest, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty positive. I was always kind of scared to tell people or to explain why my name was Nick, or people would ask why, like, what's your full name? And I'd be like, Nick. And I guess kind of just like scared that people would like reject me and not like, they'd think I was weird or something like that. But honestly, I haven't really had many experiences like that. It's been really positive, and you know, like I'm grateful for those things, and just like it being a really positive experience. In terms of my parents, when I came out to my parents, it was New Year's. I made a big deal about it. I sat in front of the television and I was like, guys, I'm non-binary. And I'm there like crying and all this lot, and then my brother comes into the room and he's like, and just walks out, he's like, I don't really care. And my parents were kind of the same. They were just like, they had a couple questions and stuff to kind of understand what it meant, and yeah, and stuff like that. But just honestly just like so supportive and stuff. How was the feedback to the people most important to you? So I'll do it in stages. So in terms of my newer friends, the friends that I made at university, they were very quickly supportive, so loving, very comfortable. They got my name right straight away. They never, dead named me. And they, or if they did, it was like once or twice and then it never happened again. And then pronouns, they're great with pronouns. That's never been a problem and I love them so much. All you guys, I'm talking about you. I love all of you guys so much, thank you. In terms of my older friends, once again, very supportive, not really much problems. Sometimes they would slip up, maybe dead name me. I'll explain what dead name means in a minute. Maybe get my pronouns wrong and stuff, but still really supportive. And whenever they did make a mistake, it was, I'm sorry, and then they'll try again. So not many mistakes, and I appreciate that. And it must be hard. I mean, like, you've known me much longer than some of these other people, and so just trying to wrap your head around it sometimes can be a bit hard. But most of them, they don't make any mistakes and stuff like that and stuff. When it comes to my family, that one's a bit different. My parents, they try very hard in terms of my pronouns, making sure like I'm comfortable, always calling me Nick and stuff like that. And of course they're gonna slip up. They've known me for 20 years as something else, and now things are changing, and so I'm not gonna sit here and be like they have to be perfect and all of this lot, because they do slip up and it does hurt, but that they're trying. But they do dead name me, and let's talk about what dead naming is. So when you dead name someone, it's when you refer to them as the name that they were given at birth and not the name that they have told you is their name, not the name that is their real name, if that makes sense. So, oh yeah, that's another thing. Never ask a trans person what their dead name is, a trans or non-binary person. Never do that. It's kind of invalidating their identity. It's like, okay, well, what's your real name? Like, no, this is my real name. Nick is my real name. Now would be a great time to have you liked the video? Have you subscribed? Have you pressed that notification bell? If not, what are you waiting for? Come on, join the family. Okay, now let's get back to the video. I think some people think that it's just like a nickname and it's not your actual name. And so they think that when they slip up or they make mistakes, that it's just something minor. But honestly, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, it is not something minor. When someone repeatedly calls you something that you are not, it just makes you feel so invalid as an individual, because they're not actively trying. I understand the slip of the tongue and then correcting, but then when you continuously say something, you are telling me that you don't want to try, that you don't want to actively try to get better. And that within itself is just, I guess, really trashy, if I'm honest, because it's like it doesn't take too long to be a decent human being. It doesn't take too long to learn someone's pronouns. It literally doesn't take anything out of your day to learn someone's pronouns or to learn their name. It's just like you're meeting someone for the first time. You learn their name, you learn their pronouns. It's that simple. And yes, you're gonna have slip-ups. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect. Excuse my father, he is... Just to wrap that up, don't dead name people. Learn people's names, learn people's pronouns. It doesn't take anything out of your day. And don't dead name people. So speaking about pronouns, I just wanted to talk about a bit about them. My pronouns are she, he, they. I use all of them. I think this is really interesting. I decided I want to buy them. I think at the beginning, when I was exploring and trying to understand what felt right for me and stuff like that, I used all of them because I was still trying to play around and stuff, and because I didn't really know which ones felt right and stuff. And if Ash Hardell taught me anything, it's that you're allowed to be unsure and you're allowed to backtrack then and say, actually, you know what, no, this isn't for me. And so I used all three just to kind of try it out and see which works. And then I kind of, in the end, it was a case of, oh, actually no, all three are they're actually calm with me. I don't really have a preference to any of them really, so you can use any of them. But also, I think, especially because of the person that I am, some of it was about accommodation for other people. And I guess in a way it was my way of easing them into this identity that I had for myself and getting them used to it, getting them used to it, giving them, oh yeah, like you can say this one, it's calm, you can still use she, like it's okay, like I'm cool with any, you don't have to just use they or whatnot. And it was like, rah, like you're doing this for other people, not yourself, like what do you want? And then, thinking about it more, and as time went on, I was like, no, actually, I'm calm with all of them. Actually, it's not that anymore. I really am calm with all of them. But there's all three for a reason. So don't just stick to one. You know what I mean? Like then my pronouns would just be she, her, but they're not. They're all of them. And so there's a lot of people in my life that maybe just use one, particularly she. I think there's literally a handful of people in my life that use the other ones. It sometimes feels like you're only doing that based off of my appearance, and you can't tell someone's pronouns by the way they look, especially not a non-binary individual. Not even just a non-binary individual, any person, you can't tell their pronouns based off of their appearance. You have to look at them, and so it can be very invalidating when you're only using one, because it feels like you are doing it just solely off of appearance, and that isn't the case. When it comes to pronouns, the only way you're going to know someone's pronouns is if you ask them. When you meet a new person in life, ask, hey, what's your name? What are your pronouns? Those are two. It should be part of the same basic conversation, just so everyone's clear. And it's good. That didn't take up any time in your day, huh? Was that hard? It wasn't hard at all, but yeah. So, lessons to be learned. You can't tell someone is non-binary by looking at them. Do not dead name individuals. Remember to ask people their pronouns at the beginning of conversations or whenever it is necessary. This should be something as simple as introducing yourself or saying hello. It's simple stuff. Simple stuff. Anyway, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any respectful questions, put them in the comment section down below. I will happily answer them in another video or in the comment section. Don't really mind. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. We just want people to be more informed on these issues. They're not new issues. Let's just put that in there. They're not new. Non-binary people have been around since the dawn of time. Don't worry, we'll be getting into that in many videos. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.